Welcome to the International Institute for Facilitation's podcast, Spaghetti on the Wall. I'm Eileen Dowse, Chair Emeritus and Director of Certification for INIFAC. I'm joined today by Mike Rossius. You're going to have to help me, Mike, in a moment. Mike is a facilitator, a team coach, and a facilitator trainer. And today what we're going to talk about is turning AI into a co-facilitator. Mike, thank you so much for being here. Perhaps I know you will do better with your last name, so if you could pronounce it again for us.
Thank you, Eileen. My name is Mike Rossius,
and
it's such a pleasure to be here.
Great, thank you. I am so excited about this topic because I will fully admit I don't think I'm on the pulse of AI and facilitation, and I know I need to be. So before we get started, can we just do like a 3,000-foot view here on what types of AI tools are being used by facilitators these days?
So that's a very good question. It grows and it changes every day. We know that there wasn't basically anything like 3 years ago, but now everything is comes with AI, and it grows without us doing anything about it. So all the tools come with AI. So we're very close to the moment when Zoom will just have here a virtual person, AI person, just talking to us and participating with us, and doing whatever we want. Right now, I'd say that facilitators mostly use, of course, large language models, chat boxes to just discuss these scenarios, model the behavior and potential answers of the participants, check scenarios for and ideas, whether they are valid or not, try and see if some theories work. So AI can do lots of things. On the session itself, AI can, of course, see and transcribe whatever is happening for you, catch all the materials and prepare a report. AI can monitor what participants are doing, so AI can monitor their emotions, and this is a questionable thing, so we don't know whether it is coming to get us anywhere good, but AI can do that. AI can suggest ideas, of course, and then help in summarizing those ideas, like we do in a structured group work. How we build the big field of ideas, and then we tend to cluster them into chunks and then come up with headers of those clusters. AI can easily replace us in all those roles. Sometimes we are willing to delegate that, sometimes we're not.
Yeah.
It depends on the process.
Yeah. You may have seen me writing, I have so many follow-up questions. When you said AI can help see if the theories work, how does it do that?
You just asked. So you have an idea that this is what might be happening. So I mostly work as an external facilitator. I don't really know my groups before I get into the project.
Right.
So I have so many ideas and theories to try and test. Sometimes, of course, I address my clients, the group. Sometimes I just need to build some understanding of, get more knowledgeable in the field of their work.
Okay.
So this is how it works.
Got it. And you said capturing information. That is certainly one of the biggest components about facilitation, and you want to make sure that you capture and don't paraphrase the participants' words. You capture it word for word. Is AI paraphrasing, or are they capturing word for word?
AI is capturing everything in details, and we also can see it again right now in Zoom. We have this functionality. We can turn on the captions, the transcription, and see how closely it gets with it. In my personal practice, I don't really believe in facilitator, capturing information from the group. I believe that motivation of the group and ownership of the materials grows when the group does capturing themselves, when people when people write and gather their ideas themselves.
That's right.
So, whatever in both of those applications, AI helps. So we all, again, we got so used to it that we barely feel it, but we so often use our voice instead of just typing nowadays when we do things with our phones, when we communicate again with the same AI agents, we very often do it with our voice.
Yeah.
The transition is happening smoothly, and here we are. So already, I would say it happened already. We're here in the world where we can use our voice just as freely as our fingers.
Yeah. You said something that I tried to maintain neutrality, and I'm shaking here, and that is that AI can make suggestions. As a facilitator, as a true facilitator, not a consultant facilitator or someone, a facilitative leader, it's always about being neutral. So if AI makes suggestions, is that shifting facilitation now? Or is it the group being more lazy? It's like, well, let's just get AI. Sometimes we use ChatGPT to write our paragraphs.
So, in my opinion, again, this is my personal view on that. In my opinion, the job of facilitator is to bring group to make some change happen. And for this, facilitator builds motivation of the group for change. And there is a basic rule, the basic law of nature, that we are keen to do things that we have come up with ourselves.
Yeah.
We are not keen to follow things that are suggested to us. We are very keen to do what the idea that we had. As facilitators, we build the path, the journey that will, in the end, bring group to this feeling, to the ownership of the result. In this journey, depending on how much time you have, depending on how valid the problem, the issue is, or whatever the group is exploring, you can use some external experience. So in the past days, we could bring an expert, a consultant to our sessions, somebody or maybe a person from another company who had been dealing with the same problem to share experience.
Oh, nice.
That way, yes, of course, using AI is justified. AI knows the wealth of all experience in the world, and AI can suggest what can be possible solutions. Question is, as a facilitator, whether you are able to implement this in the process to not lose the feeling of ownership.
Right. Great point. And I'm sure if anyone's listening right now, what may be rumbling in their head is, oh yeah, I've used AI and I know it has given me incorrect information. So if the facilitator is co-facilitating with AI, how can you filter and ensure that the tool that you are using is not taking you down an incorrect path?
That's absolutely true, and we all experienced it. You're right. And people grow weary of it. People, the biggest concern for a facilitator is that the group knows that too, and the group won't trust AI. The group, we see it so often these days when somebody comes, you ask a question and somebody says, oh, I asked my AI, and there is a big chunk of information, and it gets just posted wherever we're working, on the board. And the person who just created it just gives everyone the whole bulk. You go and process it. I won't bother to do that.
Yeah.
Which, of course, no one wants to do. So we get weary of not only of incorrect answers, but of the amount of information that AI quickly produces. Just in a fraction of a second, it produces so much that it will take us lots of time to go and process it. Mm-hmm. So we need to understand how it works. We need to understand that this is essentially the machine that is built to please us. So it will not be cynical, it will not be skeptical. It is hardwired to give an answer. The bad answers come from bad questions, but well, putting it in a very simple way, but the machine will not tell you that this answer was that this question was bad.
Yeah.
The machine will just give you an answer, and then you will say, well, this is nothing. This is this is wrong. This is bad. So as a facilitator, you try to as usual, what we do essentially is that we make the group do all the work. So as a facilitator, you delegate this to the group in the set of ground rules that I have developed in my work. I say to the group that you're welcome to use the AI, but you should process the result of AI and give back, bring here to the whole group only what you're completely confident in, only what augments your own beliefs, your own ideas, your own understanding. So if you have some slightest doubts, just don't bring it here. We are now concentrating on the best. In the world of abundance of ideas and great solutions and decisions, we can, well, we don't have too much time. We don't have all the time in the universe. We have limited time. We will take only the best things, only those that we truly believe in. And this, of course, cuts away evil, is designed to cut away whatever is wrong or bad.
What I really like about your comment is it really does ask people to step up and take ownership. And your point about ground rules, operating principles, I can see how important that would be, because as a facilitator, you're also helping the participants understand how we're going to work in this new experience, this new world. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've talked about AI, sort of the good, the bad, the ugly. And now, could you please share your wisdom on how a facilitator can learn more about using AI? Because I don't think it's going away. You and I were talking before we recorded this, and you were like, there's that, for some facilitators who are like, la, 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 hush, I don't want to hear it. Let's talk about asking people, open your ears, here's your opportunity to hear it, how a facilitator can use AI in their work. Get with the program.
Well, my belief is that first of all, we need to admit that this already happened. AI is already here. We can make decisions. We can choose for ourselves whether we use it or not, but we cannot tell people not to use it. And the more we grow, the more others around us also use it more and more. So there are people who use it in their just regular work routines, and they get confident using it, and they just want to bring it in your sessions. You cannot say no to that. You need to understand how to handle all that. And in this sense, you don't really need to go into programming, writing prompts, or just choosing what tools you use. You need to understand and form your practice around the knowledge that, awareness that other people will do that, and you should know how to deal with it. It doesn't require you to know the techniques. It doesn't require you really to understand how all this works. AI can be, well, extremely valuable for a facilitator, especially in online context when you can just set everything around the screen where everything is happening, and then AI will be helping you. AI will be suggesting, highlighting, maybe giving you, driving your attention to what is happening somewhere and suggesting something. That's your own setup, and we get as good in this as much time we can invest into it.
Yeah.
I believe as facilitators, we grow all the time. We teach ourselves how to write to make it look nice. We teach ourselves how to draw on our flip charts. We teach ourselves how to play and interact. All those things. So we need to to learn all the time, and this just something new that came up that we should study and learn.
You use the word flip chart, and I think most facilitators think post-it notes and flip charts. That's, I really should buy stocks in 3M because that's what we do. Is AI going to take away post-it notes and flip charts? Are we going in a different direction? Is it all soft copy?
I mean, if that would be the thing, we would be there already 10 years ago. You remember, we already had them, all the digital boards and all the technology. We as facilitators, again, what we do all the time, we try to bring something new and different. The things that we run they need to be elevated above the usual work process, because we want to make them memorable, because we know that the decisions that people take on events that are memorable, they will stick, and we hope that this will kind of push people to put them into real life. So we just try to make everything different. So if you imagine like AI-powered classroom or office where everything is digital, then you as facilitator coming there with your sticky notes, you will make a difference. So the sticky notes, they are not going away at all. But again, already today you can just take a photo of your flip chart with sticky notes, and the AI will transcribe it all and put it into digital format. So it works. The technology is there.
There you go. As I host this podcast, I always am conscious of the viewers. And I'm wondering if some of the viewers are thinking right now, well, wait a second, what about this personal component of facilitation? How do we keep the personal, the connectivity, the engaging, the influencing, those skills that we have always learned as facilitators are so important? How do we keep that personal component when we are co-facilitating with AI?
That's absolutely true, and this is what makes me believe that nobody's taking our job away. Nobody is replacing the real facilitator, because we are there as humans talking to humans, and we represent to them humanity. So as facilitators, we all bring our own personality in the process, and that is always valuable and good. I don't believe that there will be AI can replace that, but most probably there won't be too many different personalities that you can choose from. The most important thing is that working with the group, we need to consider so many things to build group's trust. The group must trust the process. The group must trust that their time is not wasted, that it's worth their time. They must trust that we can, that this problem or issue, it requires our attention, that we can really, with this process, we can solve it, we can come to the decision, and they need to have feeling of the ownership of whatever is happening there. So the human being, the person, well, you and me, we need to be there to ensure that. So that's our role in it.
Kind of in harmony with that comment you just made, anyone who knows me knows that I'm like, my stance is always around ethics and ethical behavior. It's just one of my common, I call it a soapbox you stand on. Talk to me about ethics and using AI in facilitation, or is there any ethical issue that we need to think about?
I mean, of course there is, and it is huge. The thing that I said before about AI monitoring your participants is a big ethical issue which you need to consider very seriously before even trying to go into this field. But on the other hand, we all know that there are situations when you are just addressed by the sponsor as a facilitator. You are addressed by a sponsor, by a client, with a request, can you please also provide me some feedback on participants, whether they were doing their best, how much are they involved, and so The other thing is that I believe that you cannot impose AI on participants who just don't want it. So we bring AI into our work to the level of how people are comfortable with it. When you are working with somebody who just is very used to AI, they can say, why don't we use it here? It makes our life easier.
Right.
Yes? This, of course, then you are justified to use it. But when people don't feel themselves comfortable with it, well, you can play with it, I guess, a bit, just to, again, to elevate everything and to say, look, this will be a small thing that we just bring in and then we will take out of our process, but it will be fun, it will be engaging, like, let's try it. Again, whatever you use shouldn't undermine this feeling of trust, and this is the biggest concern.
I love to hear you say that. From your experience, where have you found resistance occurs when using AI? Is this a personality thing? Is this a cultural thing? Is this a knowledge thing? What's causing any kind of resistance to say, hey folks, I'm your facilitator and here's my co-facilitator AI?
I guess I would be concerned myself if my facilitator would come and say that. I want to know the details of it. So whenever you bring AI, you make the process more complex, and then it makes more difficult for me to buy in this process. So if you come to me and you say, I'm just here to assist you on this journey that will take us 2 hours. We will just all share our ideas and mind that I don't have any take on that. I will not be saying anything about, well, I will not be suggesting any ideas. I'm actually not competent in that. I'll be just helping you to do it, well, the organized way. Yeah. Then we will choose the best, and then we will decide what we do. That is comprehensible. That is easy to agree with. But then when, as a facilitator, you bring the AI and you say that, whoa, that will be helping us here and here, it raises so many questions. I want to know before I commit to this process. I want to know how exactly it will be doing that, and to what extent will you go using your AI.
Yeah. So that tells me that as a facilitator embracing this concept, I need to learn more. And what would be your suggestions for facilitators to learn more about this topic, for the facilitator to get more comfortable so that they can go into the room and say, here we're going to establish trust, we're in engagement and influence, and here are some opportunities. What should a facilitator do moving forward after listening to some of your experience and wisdom?
Well, basing on what I said before, I suggest to be not proactive in that, but kind of follow the group. So whatever the group is comfortable with, whatever the group is doing, you can then take that and master it and become veteran in using it. So for me, I can recreate my journey, and I have actually built and I'm running a training on AI facilitators, and what I discovered is that it's always much more about facilitation, because people have understanding of AI. They are very keen to know more about facilitation and the processes and the ways how to do it, and those small tricks that we come up with to manage AI during the process. But they usually know AI, or if they don't, what it takes is just to see how it works. It's just like working with digital tools that we learned in the past.
Sure.
So in most cases, we just see how it works and we grasp it and we start using it ourselves.
Outstanding. Mike, thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing this information. My brain is full, and I am now going to use a whole lot of AI to learn more about AI.
Thank you very much for inviting me. I really appreciate it.